We are in Picks and Bans, and we'll be going into that right away.
Bam, 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 bam. Picks and bans going in now. Come on. All right. So, if you're wondering, you just joined us. This is GPL Week 4, Day 1. Today, it's the third match that we're looking at. It's going to be SF5 going up against Neolution Esports Full Lewis. And the bans are already underway. Lee Sin, Renekton, and Jarvan for the side of SF5, Gragas, Shin, and Annie for Full Lewis.
And if you didn't watch the previous game, you should watch the video on when it is out, just because level 1 unofficial pentakill going to Garena Devil HQ going up against the KOH. They're very sloppy level 1 fight. Well, every level 1 fight is very sloppy, but still, level 1 unofficial pentakill is pretty significant. So, as you said, those are all the bans thrown out here. Gonna wait and see if wait and see what SF5 go for as their first pick. They're gonna go with that Elise as their first pickup.
Yeah, I don't know why teams nowadays prioritize Elise as a first pick. I actually expect picks coming out from them more on the champions such as the hard support initiate such as Trash or maybe even Fiddlesticks because Annie is banned out. Yeah, Bandito, Fiddlesticks. Yeah, and not only that, the AD carries have been kind of
Bandito, yes, Fiddlesticks.
Proliferating the Summoner's Rift of late. And yes, we do get the Fiddlesticks pick coming in from Full Lewis. And Nidalee is not banned out, so I wouldn't be surprised if Full Lewis actually picked that up. But no, it's going to be the Vi pickup coming in for Full Lewis.
They didn't go for the Nidalee pickup. I found that quite surprising because Full Lewis can play Nidalee. I've seen them play Nidalee before a few times, not in the GPL, but outside the GPL, and they're fairly good at it. They like the team composition. They play very well around poke composition. That's what they base their Jace comp around as well.
Exactly. So what if we see a Nidalee and Jace composition coming out? That's gonna be poke.
Yes.
Like poke fiesta.
They need to just put Ezra on top of that, then, or even Corki, and then you got even more poke. So
yeah,
it's gonna be very interesting to see what Full Lewis decides to go for as their pickups. SF5 here hovering over that Thresh pick.
And Kog'Maw. Will we see our first Kog'Maw of the GPL? I think this would be our first Kog'Maw of the GPL if this is picked up.
Just remember, don't kick the Kog'Maw.
No, don't kick the Kog'Maw.
Don't kick the Kog'Maw, guys. It's not good to kick the Kog'Maw.
And yes, we do get the Kog'Maw.
Yes, so we will see Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
I believe it will be played as an AD carry, but it's possible that we'll see that Kog'Maw in the mid lane, which is normally where we see Kog'Maws, especially when Nyxwater used to pick up Kog'Maw in the mid lane.
Oh, I miss Nyxwater. I do miss Nyxwater. Oh well.
Nyxwater, so come back. We miss you.
it's a plea from the animal casters.
Yes, animal casters need the Nyxwater back. So,
Kog'Maw. Mid lane? Bot lane?
I think he'll be going bottom lane. I think we'll see Kog'Maw go into the bottom lane. Not 100% sure about that. Kog'Maw and Thresh do very well together. They have good crowd control, good sustained crowd control, and they are also able to dish out quite a bit of damage from a long distance. So Varus being picked up here,
as well as the Malphite pickup. Yeah. So we may see the top lane Malphite and Vi in the jungle. That is going to be one crazy crowd control team coming in. Assault and Battery, Unstoppable Force, and followed up by the Chains of Corruption.
Unstoppable Assault and Battery. That doesn't sound too good. No. You don't want an Unstoppable Assault and Battery.
What do you call Unstoppable Force, Assault and Battery, and the Chains of Corruption combined together?
Oh man, that's too next level, and no, that's way too next level.
The Unstoppable Assault
of Chains of Corruption. Oh goodness, no.
Of Chains of Corruption. I don't know. Oh well. And so the Jace pickup actually kind of stealing off a pick, like you were saying earlier, that Full Lewis really like the Jace composition coming in. And
we might even see. Oh, we do see Grace picked up here. Right?
Yeah.
So we probably see Kog'Maw go into that mid lane. I thought that they would want to go for that Kog'Maw bot lane just because I felt that Kog'Maw Thresh could destroy a Fiddlesticks Varus lane. I mean, Fiddlesticks Varus have a ton of poke damage, but I felt that one hard initiate from them would be able to destroy that. Full Lewis not going for either Jace or Nidalee this game. Very surprising.
Yeah, and
I thought they would pick one or the other up.
Yeah. Nidalee has been a very strong pickup. They decide to go for the Vladimir instead. So Full Lewis very obviously going for that AoE team composition. Vladimir can put down the Hemo Plague, Unstoppable Force coming in from Lolita on Malphite. Violet can pull off the Chains of Corruption, and SOFM can just use the assault battery from afar to just lock down any of their hard carries.
And I love the team comp coming out from Full Lewis just because SF5 have gone for 4 incredibly squishy champions. I don't like Saigon Fantastic Five's team composition at all just because you have Jace and Kog'Maw can dish out poke, but why go for Kog'Maw over Nidalee for mid lane damage? I mean, TQ could still possibly go for an 80 Kog'Maw mid lane, but that'd be very surprising still. So very, very strange. I like the fact that Malphite will heal going with an Unstoppable Force. Chains of Corruption will lock them down. The Crow Storm will come in. So will the Hemoplane coming in from Vladimir as well. And just because they're so squishy, that should be more than enough to take them out. Just those ultimates, if they hit the right targets, should be enough to take down a few champions before the fights even progress.
Yeah, or if they hit all the targets.
Possible.
Wow. That's going to be really scary, but I'm really wondering why SF5 decides to go for this kind of pseudo poke composition, because I feel like you said, Kog'Maw and Jace kind of do fit in that poke composition, but Thresh, not one of the best peeling supports. I felt that maybe a Nami would have been a better pickup, or even a possibly even a Lulu using the Glitter Lens to kind of zone and slow down the entire enemy team, and Graves completely doesn't fit this team composition at all.
So, no more Bandito, but today we get Pirates Fiddlesticks, y'all. Our Pirates is all over the place.
Yeah, and Coral Reef Malphite, so they're kind of going for that little theme, you know, the theme for the skins. So I wonder what Violet's skin is going to be. He should be picking, what is he playing? He's playing the, what's in the mid lane?
He's playing Varus.
Yeah, Varus.
This is Varus and Shiver Me Fiddles in the bot lane.
Yeah. So Shin is going to go into the mid lane on his Vladimir, the Bloodlord Vladimir, one of my favorite Vladimir skins. So
apparently there was news going around that casters can't pronounce Debonair Jace. I don't think I can either. I don't even know how to pronounce Debonair Jace.
Debonair?
Debonair?
Debonair Jace?
Debonair Jace.
Such a gentlemanly man.
He's a gentleman of true display of skill.
That's Ezreal.
Yeah, it is Ezreal.
What does Jace say? For
I don't know.
tomorrow, the man of tomorrow.
The man of tomorrow. I don't play Jace at all just because I can't play Jace. I've tried, but I can't. I cannot.
No.
Meanwhile, the butterfly I can play though. Violet not connecting.
No,
Interesting.
not connecting at all at this point of time. But, you know, it's interesting to see Shin pick up Vladimir in the mid lane and run Ghost and Flash, because he doesn't really need it as a Vladimir in the mid lane in the early levels. But if he does decide to go for the split push, which I doubt they will with this team comp, he can use that Ghost and Flash to easily split push and then just walk away from anything, especially when he used his blood pool.
I like the Ghost Flash pickup by Vladimir. It's just because even in team fights, it's just so effective. You already have the utility you need. I mean, just adds to your ability to move around even faster in fights. Get to where you want to be faster in fights. Get in the right positions and stuff.
So
mandatory
yes,
pause?
the mandatory pause will come in. Violet, I do not think Violet has connected just yet. So
you have to wait for Violet to get into the game before we start. Shouldn't be an issue. Normally, when this happens, a player disconnects in the loading screen. In case you players back home who, if you disconnect before a loading screen, it's always smarter to rejoin once the game has started, especially if you have somebody in game who can tell you when it has started. Just for some reason, the client likes it better when you reconnect after the game has started. So, Timbers, let's go back into this game.
oh, I love the pirate skins. They should have more pirate skins.
Yar, pirates for everybody. Yar, seven
oranges.
seas we will sail to today. Yar, for level 1 fight. Yar.
Yeah, and a very interesting ward placement coming out from Full Lewis, because usually they will actually have wards either at the brush in the buff itself, or maybe even in the passageways.
That ward doesn't spot out SF5 going into this blue buff.
No,
So
not at all.
a little bit of advantage going to them. Evading division being placed down by Full Lewis.
So now they are going to spot out. Oh, yeah.
Hello, surprise. They go back into the brush here. SF5, they did ward up the blue buff of Full Lewis, so they will get some vision on that. Full Lewis, on the other hand, only put wards in their own jungle, so they'll only be able to support the base. They won't be able to see the jungle pathing of Stalkang, so you have that slight advantage there.
Do you think that Full Lewis was actually watching the previous fight and they say like, oh my goodness, if that happens to us, we're just gonna lose this game. So no, we're just gonna stick together, hang around in our own jungle, and just do our buffs normally. We're not gonna risk any level 1 plays at all.
So Malphite being very smart here. He's gonna stay at Wolves. They're gonna do a lane swap. So you're gonna see Followers put their AD carry and support in the top lane. I like this from them, and we're gonna see Malphite start off on Wolves, sorry. And by doing this, he's not gonna walk over the ward either. So this way, they will not know. Well, now they'll know about the lane swap, of course, but they would not know that early on. And straight away, into Davy Jones' locker they go.
Yeah, and that counter jungle are spot out by this ward. So we actually have StyleCount going up to the blue buff, but Lolita might be there to actually prevent StyleCount from doing
He cannot fight StyleCount. StyleCount will get
way. Red buff,
a ton of damage
and Elise
at level 2 against level 1. No chance. I think Lolita should actually go back to base here because he's at risk of being dived. If StyleCount stays around, he's gonna hit level 3. The third minion wave is gonna push into the tower. He's probably gonna get dived. I mean, on such low health. Actually, sign on to StyleCount leaves jungle. So very interesting choice. Lolita did manage to heal up though, had that crystalline flash, so not a problem for him. StyleCount's gonna help out with this push. We probably will see Vi come down to help out and stop this push, and that's a nice skin on Vi.
Yeah, Officer Vi.
Officer Vi. Looks a bit like Caitlyn.
Looks a bit. It's just Vi posing as the officer, the sheriff of Piltover, because we all know that Vi is just the most hardcore detective in the Piltover. So, oh whoa, the Death Sentence actually comes in. Lolita taking a bunch of damage. SOFM actually going in with the Vault Breaker, hitting no one, just clearing out the minion wave.
Nice Death Sentence coming out from Egg there. Forced the flash onto Lolita. He's only level 2, does have the potions, and his flash still available to be used. However, this 3-man push from SF5 looks quite devastating right now. Don't know if SOFM and Lolita can hold this one off.
Yeah, we just had to take a look at the Death Sentence coming in from Egg, and actually there we have it. SOFM taken down extremely low, forced to burn the flash as well. Doesn't want to lose the double buff there, and that. Why did he even use the Vault Breaker when he has no minions there?
Followers really need to learn what to do there because, I mean, they just saw that running into that creep wave, Egg is going to capitalize on that and get a good Death Sentence down. They did it again. He Vault Break it right into the creep wave for pretty much no reason. I mean, none of the minions were being auto-attacked by the tower. The Vault Breaker would not be enough to take it down. SF5 might be able to pick up a free tower only 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, the turret is definitely going to go down extremely easy, but I honestly still do not like the pickup of Thresh and Graves in this team comp itself. So, but I must commend them. They're doing an exceptional job in the laning phase. And as we can see here, the top lane actually being frozen. So Full Lewis happy to actually give away their bot lane turret in exchange for actually just denying Goni from all of his farm. StyleCount now actually rotating to the top lane to actually assist Goni in this fight itself. So they will defend this turret. We should see Augustus as well as Egg rotate back to the top lane to deal with Violet and Rosika on the side of Full Lewis.
So Shiver meets Fiddlesticks lane with the Varus here. Not able to push down the turret too well here. I like the lane start just because now they don't have the risk of going into that hard initiate of the Thresh and Graves lane. So it's going to be interesting for that. So we're going to see Kalma actually will go into that ability power route. So SF5 do have the hope of being able to poke down Neolution Esports Full Lewis before a team fight takes place in order to capitalize on the poke comp that they have. But if they get hard initiated on, it might not be good for them.
Yeah, and it seems that, they are happy with this lane swap coming in. SF5 and Augustus and Egg just, gonna try to push down the minion wave as fast as possible and just continue to put pressure onto the Dragon itself, because having your AD carry and support in the bottom lane will just give you superior numbers in the Dragon side of the map.
And despite Full Lewis initiating the lane swap, we already see that they were able to get the tower down first. SFI were able to get the bot lane tower down first, and they were not able to pick up Shin there in the mid lane. Full Lewis though are going to go for this Dragon.
Yeah, so all of them actually rotated down, so they now have an advantage. Actually, the Hemo Plague being pulled off. Shin taken down Egg taken down extremely low, forced to flash away. StyleCount now exhausted and forced to burn the flash. First blood goes on to Violet. A great fight coming out from Full Lewis. 3 kills, as well as the Dragon pickup for the side of Full Lewis.
Might be able to explode someone. No, does not explode anybody. So Yeah, 3 kills for Dragon and SF5. I mean, they had the rotation they wanted. I mean, they had 2 people bot lane, they had Dragon control because of that, but Fullewist did a nice rotation. They sent their AD carry and support back down to bot lane while Malphite was still there, which meant that they had 5 members at the Dragon Pit. That was more than enough to pick it off, and I really don't see why SFI went for the initiate. There was no reason for them to even contest for that Dragon being so outnumbered.
Yeah, if they actually had 3 members closer to the mid lane, so what I felt would have been the better call was actually to pressure the mid lane turret, while Goni on Jace actually managed to look at the amount of damage he's already done to this top lane turret. He was in the 2v1 lane, was constantly pushed to his own turret, but look at the amount of damage he's already done to the outer turret in the top lane.
He was not able to take that one down. Now, Lolita might have to head back to base here. Will actually head back to base and pick up some items for himself. That turret might go down. No, he actually doesn't go back to base. That turret might end up going down within the next few waves just because the range that Jace has should be enough to put one down.
Yeah, and it's a very, very scary item choice coming in for SF5. 2 Tear of the Goddess on both Jace and Kog'Maw. That's going to take at least 25 minutes to ramp up into the Seraph's Embrace and the Viromana respectively.
Kog'Maw himself will need some time to ramp that one up. I mean, AP Kog'Maw doesn't scale well at all until about 25 to 30 minutes into the game, and that is with some kills. And
TQ taken down extremely low. He will go down. Shin actually popped his blood pool to actually, you know, just deal even more damage.
With that,
yeah, not at all. So the explosion from Kog'Maw not being able to take Shin down. Shin will just actually heal up using his Tides of Blood as well as his his transfusion, that's right. And the fact that he has the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, that's going to give him even more spell vamp.
So he does have that selfish spell vamp item there. SF5, Egg and Stalkang are coming into this mid lane, going to try and ward him away from that. Should be able to do so successfully. Egg is still level 3. They might actually burst him down here. Look at that. Just 1, 2, 3 auto attacks from SOFM with the transfusion coming in from Shin is more than enough. I mean, Egg is level 3. He's not taking the experience he needs to level up in lane, get the natural base stats.
And Stalkang may just go down here. We actually have SOFM and Shin still sticking around, and TQ still on the side, unable to actually pull off any counter kill from that. So they get 2 kills in the mid lane itself, and SOFM is coming back for TQ. Augustus is on the side. SOFM taking a ton of damage. TQ will pick up the kill. He will get the double buff. Very happy Kog'Maw there.
For Lewis, I felt we're doing a very good job getting incredibly high amounts of aggression onto Saigon Fantastic 5. Egg, though, really should have noticed that he is so far behind in terms of the experience. He is incredibly squishy right now compared to everybody else on his team. The hyper-aggressiveness paid off for Full Lewis, but also costed him a kill there. TQ was able to pick up SOFM with the help of Augustus coming out from that bottom lane.
Yeah, and Rosika actually wanted to go for the Crow Storm there. So Fiddlesticks at level 6 and Egg is still only at level 3. That's gonna be an extreme detriment to the team fights later on if they actually go for it.
Thresh really needs to hog up lane EXP right now. He's still level 3 as we speak. He really needs to stay in lane, pick up some EXP, because I think Violet could 2v1 this. Yeah. He has the potential to 2v1 this just because of Egg's experience disadvantage right now.
Yeah, we may see an initiate coming in from Rosika. The Assault Battery goes in on Goni. We have Lolita on the side. The Unstoppable Force hits 2 members, and the Crow Storm as well comes in. Will Stalkang manage to get away from this? I do not think so. SOFM will charge the Volt Breaker very shortly. The Flash and Exhaust come in. The Volt Breaker does hit, and who gets the kill? SOFM is the one who actually picks up the kill. So they give the kill to SOFM, allowing him to complete some items, and that was a great initiate coming in the mid lane.
Fantastic teamwork and coordination coming in from Followers. We saw the Autumn Battery coming out from Vi, followed up with the Fear from Fiddle, then the knock-up coming out from Lolita, and the fantastic chase onto Elise. So they're going to pick up a 2-for-1 there. And Followers are just dominating this game from the get-go.
Wow, commanding lead. The fact that Shin has actually 4 kills under his belt is as a Vladimir, and they may choose to go for the split push Vladimir or the team fight Vladimir. Either way, it's going to be very scary.
So I've seen TQ play AP Kog'Maw before, and something I really disagree with. I've never seen him play it well, and every time he plays AP Kog'Maw, he always goes for the Rylai's pickup, and I think it's just a really unnecessary item on Kog'Maw because you have your Void Ooze, which is incredibly good slow already. I mean, for 80 carries, Normally you would max out your Void Ooze second just because it gives you such great slow and peel for yourself. It's already fantastic. You're as a poke champion, you want the damage, you don't want to have extra crowd control, and I don't see why he likes to pick up the Rylai second.
Yeah, the utility coming out from SF5 itself has the ability to actually peel for them in any of the hard engages. Goldie has the acceleration grade, TQ has the Void Ooze, as you said, and it can actually use the Flay as well as the box coming in, but he's not level 6 yet, so no box just yet. But I agree, I do not understand the Rylai's Crystal Scepter pickup, and Shin actually taking a bunch of damage from the turrets itself. The transfusion will actually healing up quite a bit, and he's just gonna back off from that.
And the Void Ooze has such a great ability power scaling ratio. I don't see why TQ needs, I mean, going for a tier and then straight into a Rylai's, I mean, that's very questionable. I've said this every time that he's played AP Kog'Maw this way. I just really don't agree. I mean, he might know something I don't. There's always that possibility, but so far, just every time he's played it, just doesn't pay off for him. And I really think that the more damage could be useful. Meanwhile, SOFM might be able to get a good initiate there onto Saigon Class 5, Egg and Augustus.
That's a great assault and battery coming in. The exhaust will come out trying to save Augustus. Egg being taken down. The box has been popped. The Chains of Corruption actually misses. Violet taken down very low because he stepped into the box. Will Augustus come in for the counter kill? He decides not to. We actually have Goni, TQ, and Stalkan coming in from the side. SOFM maybe picked off from this. We have actually Full Lewis doing the Dragon.
It is still a 5-on-4 situation though. They're gonna pick up this Dragon. Stalkan slashes over. T-Fight's gonna break out though.
So the Hemo play actually comes down. Goni taken down very low for the last take of Hemo play. Stalkan unable to steal the Dragon after that flash. SOFM still not dead yet, so the Void Ooze actually prevents them from coming and continuing this chase. So they get a Dragon and 2 kills. So Full Lewis is going to be very happy with that trade.
They sure are. So meanwhile, Full Lewis are going to continue pushing this bottom lane. Possibly will be able to pick up that tower here. I mean, Violet spent so much time in lane compared to Graves, compared to Thresh. He just spent incredible amounts of time in this lane. Just TQ trying to steal off those wraiths there. A little bit of a small victory for himself, but not too good. I mean, Shin's doing very, very well on Vladimir this game. Egg is still so far behind in terms of experience. Level 6 to level 8.
And not only that, Augustus is also not very close to Violet. Violet's about to hit, no, it's not really, halfway through level 10. Augustus is still at level 8, almost at level 9. And we just saw Full Lewis just take their first turret as well as the second turret of the game at 14 minutes. So they kind of gonna extend their goal lead even further. We only have them taking on the turrets now, but they must be happy dealing, getting the global gold at this point in time. The Dragon as well as the 2 turrets is definitely gonna allow them to pick up even more items.
So right now, Full Lewis team comp is working for them very, very well. They have good hard initiate. I don't like the fact that SOFM has gone for these damage items. I don't like that he's gone for the Lizard Elder and the Brutalizing. He is ahead, but I always feel that if junglers are ahead, they should always go for the Tiamat. Instead, I really like the Tiamat over any other damage item on junglers, but it could be a risky play for him. I mean, they are very far ahead, but this just means that SOFM right now are relying on Malphite to be their main tank, and against a poke comp, you really don't want any of your members to be poked off early.
Yeah, and you know, maybe it's because they have the Malphite on the team with Sunfire's Cape as well as the innate tankiness coming in from Malphite, so SOFM kind of just feels that, you know, I can just go damage if I want to, no issue, Lolita will back me up in terms of the tankiness, but yeah, Tiamat will definitely be a very good item coming in, and Shin taken down extremely low, nearly dying there, and SF5 will take out the last inner turret of the game with this push. Last outer turret, sorry, with this push. So it's 3 for 3 Thailand turrets, 18,000 gold to 26,000 gold. We have actually SOFM from the side. He will decide to not engage on this because his team is so far away. But as this chase is going on, we actually have Violet and Lolita taking down their first inner turret of the game. So 4 turrets for the side of Full Lewis.
SOFM being very, very cheeky here. Runs back to smite a minion, playing in between.
Oh, he actually goes in. The cocoon misses because of a flash, but the assault battery comes in and gets repelled away immediately. Rosika coming in from the side of the Crow Storm. Lolita and Violet dealing a lot of damage onto Egg. SOFM still tanking the turret. Will he die to the last shot? He actually dies to the the acceleration shock blast, and Lolita comes in with the Unstoppable Force to pick up the kill onto Goni.
3 for 1 trade in favor of Full Lewis once again. Their hard initiate team comp, they haven't really had a 5-on-5 team fight where they can show the power of their how to initiate. It's just been small skirmishes, and they've been winning them hands down. Only 2 kills on the side of SF5. They've been making some misplays this entire game, but Full Lewis are playing very well.
Yeah, so 3 kills to 1. They took out the top inner turret and the mid inner turret as well. So Full Lewis is going to be very happy with that. Wow.
So TQ has picked up his Rhylight, but we're gonna actually go into a replay of this one. So we're gonna see them farm mid lane.
I think they got the wrong replay coming in from the TriCaster here, but this is
live.
No, this is live. Yeah,
this
with
is a
the
live replay brought to you by the Garena Premier League right now. Here we go. This is the replay we want. So. There we go, so we're actually going to see SFFM gets the shock blast, takes a lot of damage from StyleKang, comes in with the Vault Breaker, has to flash away from this cocoon, goes back in. Nice use of the repel by StyleKang to get away from that one. Crowstorm comes in, will get the fear off as well onto StyleKang. He'll get bursted down, so will Egg. He'll get destroyed in his team fight. We're going to see SFFM come back, tank 2 tower hits, the shock blast will come out, and then the unstoppable force will hit straight onto GONY, and he'll get taken down.
Yeah, and it seems that we actually have them clearing out the wards here in preparation for Baron. So,
whoa, this is.
Oh wait, this is a bit weird. So, they have to go back to live because fights are actually going on. So, I think we're having a little bit of problems with the production, but. I think they'll sort it out very shortly.
That was unexpected.
That was unexpected.
So we're getting ourselves comfortable casting a knife. There we go. We're going somewhere. Yes, we're back. Okay, there we go. No, that was unexpected. We get ourselves comfortable behind the castle.
Battery comes in, actually gets repelled away once more, and amount of damage taken up by Full Lewis actually very high. StyleKang being taken down extremely early. The Chemo Plague being popped. Goni forced to run away. Violet chasing behind, and it seems that they denied them from taking out the Baron. Violet actually picks up the kill onto Goni, and they decide to continue for the Baron. Only TQ as well as Augustus alive. Augustus barely at any health, gonna be sniped anytime. But the entire of Full Lewis is gonna be very low.
TQ has the potential to poke these guys out. I wish he had a bit more damage though, because the artillery strikes would mean so much more if he was able to poke them out with damage, but decides not to do too much against the gold. So instead, picks up the gold instead. Nothing else.
Yeah, they decided to not contest for that Baron. I think they could have actually gone in together as a team instead of being split up 2 to 3, and that kind of prevented them from picking up any kills, because we saw Full Lewis go extremely low to the Baron, and it could have been easily, you know, won by SF5 in that team fight if they actually executed it properly, because they have good poke from Goni, good poke from TQ, and StyleKang actually can go in with the repel as well as the smite to actually try to steal the Baron away, and Augustus and 8 can of course kind of help deal with some of the frontline initiate coming in from Full Lewis. So they didn't really use their pokes there in that Baron siege itself.
Yet still, SF5 is really not using this team comp at all to their advantage. They're not using the fact that they have pokes, they're just really letting Full Lewis walk over. I mean, StyleKang, just one rotation, not even the full spell rotation from Vlad. It's enough to take him down so low. I mean, the pokes coming out from GONY and TQ are just not enough. It's really not enough, especially 20 minutes in the game. This is where they should start to hurt a bit, at least.
Oh, and look at Shin actually dancing there at the turret. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Forced to back off because of that shock blast acceleration gate. And he still decides to kind of taunt them in front of their own turret. Very confident play coming in from the Vladimir.
You might see a Crowstorm come over this wall in a second. Fiddlesticks ready to board the ships, mate. Yar.
Yeah, it has the oracles as well.
I have a bad pirate voice, I should stop.
No, I think you have an exceptional pirate voice, Fish.
Oh, thank you. You are too kind, Mr. Wolf. Too kind.
Because you are awesome. So anyway, we actually have Full Lewis grouping up here on the last inner turret, which is in the bot lane. We actually have the Volt Breaker being charged up. Will SOFM decide to go in? I do not think so. Only Shin and Rosika is here to back him up. Once Lolita and Violet decides to come down, I feel that Violet will push this mid lane, shove it in as much as possible, and force a rotation coming in from. And eventually Rosika being taken down extremely low.
Wow.
Egg, I think, landed a death sentence, but we have the Hemo Plague onto 3 members, the Assault and Battery coming in onto Goni and Violet, as well as SOFM. Whoa, that was an extreme meltdown from Shin once the Hemo Plague actually expired. So that's a 1-for-1 trade, the support for the top laner. And they do take down the turret as well.
They will take down the turret. They should be able to pick up this inhibitor and inhibitor turret, I feel, as well, especially if GONY down for such a large amount of time. Osaka might not be able to rejoin this fight, but with 15 seconds on the clock, they should be it's actually going to go for the initiate. TQ
And a
caught.
great follow-up from the Volt Breaker into the Chains of Corruption itself. Wow, it's just getting melted out. I have no idea what to say because Augustus being taken down so extremely low. Shin nearly able to take it down. Goni trying to deal with Shin, but they just tank the turret and just take it out easily. The inhibitor will go down as well. And what can SF5 do? Thinking that he wants to go in for the death sentence. The Shock Blast actually comes out. SOFM charging the Volt Breaker once again. Will he go in? Decides to actually back off. And the entire team of Full Lewis decides to back off.
I think they might be able to catch them out. If they hide cheekily in this corner, they might be able to.
Whoa, the Piercing Arrow taken out extremely early, followed up by the Assault and Battery. Augustus taking a bunch of damage. And oh my goodness, SOFM, the jungler, just completely solos Augustus, the AD carry.
Oh, Lewis are decimating SF5 right now. They're outplaying them. GONY will get taken out. He's locked up by Rosika. Violet will become godlike and pick up that kill thanks to Shiver Me Fiddles.
Shiver me timbers. Shiver me fiddles.
Ready to board the plank, sir.
Oh my goodness. SOFM single-handedly just destroyed that fight.
SOFM sending the David Learns Locker, yar.
You know what Caitlyn needs to do? Caitlyn needs to promote Vi to become Sheriff of Piltover. And she'll just, kind of destroy any bad cops. She'll, eradicate Jinx once and for all. My goodness. SOFM just going in immediately, the death sentence nearly missing. So they're just going to continue this push.
I don't think that SF5 can even fight them right now. Like, not even under a tower. I think they need to fight under the Nexus turrets, but even then I think it might be a bit too late.
And look at this huge minion wave. Goni forced to respond to this. And at that time, they want to push in this super minion wave to actually go in for the Nexus turret.
They might even go behind GONY and take it down, which is exactly what they're going to do. SFM charging up. Vault Breaker just misses. He's going to get the Assault and Battery onto him once again. GONY flashes onto him. Celebration Gate goes down. Flash from Violet, but he will get picked up.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, the Hemo Plague Unstoppable Force combo actually takes out 1, takes out 2, takes out 3 champions in that fight. What a great play coming in from Neolution Esports. Full Lewis, they will take down the final inhibitor, and I think this is this point of no return for SF5.
They took out a Malphite amount of champions there.
Crowstorm actually comes in, the fear comes out from TQ onto TQ and actually gets sniped by Violet, allowing Rosika Fiddlesticks to pick up that kill. So,
Shiva.
Oh my goodness.
She showed them true terror right there.
True terror.
True terror. So, game will be picked up by Full Lewis there. Quite a decisive victory for them against the Saigon Fantastic 5.
Yeah, one good thing for me to tell you, Vi did pick up the Ravenous Hydra in the end.
Yes, so thank you for listening. So I really feel on junglers that get ahead, I really feel that they want an offensive item, even especially Vi actually. I really think that Ravenous Hydra is the item to go to.
Why is Tiamat such a good item on junglers as well?
I mean, it helps with the clear for the jungle. You have AoE clear. I mean, it has an auto attack reset once, and that's very good for just auto attack champions in general. Auto attack resets are always very good, but it gives you sustain as well, decent damage, and that AoE damage that also affects lifesteal, so it makes you slightly tankier in a different sense. I just feel it's like a solid item for junglers to pick up, but I still think that most tanky junglers like Vi and Lee Sin should end up going tanky later on anyway, because those damage items will scale off as the game progresses.
Yeah, but it seems that Full Lewis decided, or SOFM actually decided to go for a full damage build.
Yes.
We're going to build the Aegis soon enough, but he seems confident enough to just go in, and he made some very good Vault Breakers coming in and picking off champions instantly. So I think great play coming in from SOFM overall.
I really think that Full Lewis really outpicked Saigon Fantastic 5 just in picks and bans alone. I felt like the team comp was much more solid. They out-itemized SF5 as well. I don't like the tier into Rylai's coming out from Kog'Maw. They're just able to abuse the fact that GONY and TQ were not able to scale and ramp up to the poke comp monsters that they can possibly be.